Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we are starting a brand new Let's Play on this channel. This Let's Play is gonna be a vanilla playthrough. We're gonna be playing in 0.18 since that just came out. And other than that, we're not gonna be playing with any mods for the first time on this channel, I think. So let's get right into the game so I don't bore you with this horrible start screen. So as you can see, we're going default settings. The resources are the same. Removing the cliffs since they are annoying. Taking the biters out for once since I want to just focus on my factory, and killing biters are a bit annoying in that regard. And then I just turned off on the research queue. That is pretty much what I'm going with. So let's just jump right into it. You can see the seeds, you can see the strings, you can follow along if you want to. So let's get on with this. So while I start to pick up some of my starting resources, I will just tell you a bit about why I'm doing this. So on this channel for the past year, I think we're about 2 weeks out from my initial start of this channel. A lot have happened, and in that time, one of the things you guys have asked me, and I had completely forgotten myself, is that I hadn't done a vanilla series. And to be honest, I haven't played vanilla in what's it called, more than a year. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to at least try that out and see if I can even remember how to do it. So as always, I'll be relying a lot on you guys to give me feedback on better builds, but other than that, it's gonna be fun trying to go without any mods at all. So in the beginning, we always go around collecting some stone and some copper just to get things, stone and coal, to get things up and running. And then let's see if we can't make some cool vanilla base that in the future might go down to be a Megabase. That is at least the plan. But for now, we'll just do a normal vanilla one. And to be honest, that kind of excites me, since I haven't done it in forever. Oh yeah, remembering some of the new changes to 0.18. Look at the tree graphics. That is something that's completely new, if I'm not mistaken, and that is actually quite cool. So let's just get on the way with making a lot of this. And I think the water has gotten automation, oh, not automation, animation, the same thing. So it looks a bit different than it did before. I might be mistaken on that, but that is at least what I think I read somewhere. So let's just start by getting things operational. In the beginning, let's just get this. And I learned a cool trick the other day. If you hold down your, what's it called, drop key, you can get them to put in one coal at a time instead of putting in half a stack or the whole stack. So that is actually something I'm gonna want to try and use here in the beginning to spread out my things, since we don't have even distribution on at the moment. And I kind of don't want to have it on. So let's see if we can start this off. So first things first, as with every Let's Play, let's get up some automation for our coal. And let's just do a nice simple one. The one we know and have tested so many times. A simple setup like this. There we are. That will get some copper flowing. Next, let's just place down, craft some more burner mining drills. Might as well just get a ton of that up and running, so we don't run out of resources. And let's set up this. There we are. Right here. but I went in a bit faster than I had planned. So still getting a hand of the dropping more items at the same time, or just hovering over. So let's see here. More mining things. Have to remember to set up our coal or stone, so we can have some of that flowing in as well. For now, let's just gather up a bit by hand. That's always a good way to do it. Would have loved if we had some coal in them as well, but you can't always be that lucky, and beggars can't be choosers. So let's see here. Let's just craft some more of these. Let's hook up 2 more coal mining drills, and let's throw in some up here. That would be good. There we are. So things are flowing quite nicely. The first few minutes of every Let's Play is just getting the basics up and running. And if it's the first time you're playing, you can kind of follow along in this Let's Play, and I'm trying to explain what I'm doing. The reason for me getting what's called some wood is for the power poles. So as soon as we set up some copper production, we can get that up and running. What I've planned for this Let's Play is also doing a main bus style of setup. It's what I most enjoy doing. It fits very, very well with my type of building. So I'll try and keep it at that. Here we are. Let's get some of this down. And let's get in some coal. There we are. That should get this up and running. And get us ready to add more things. We can also just do this. There we are. That is more coal. Oh, whoops, it seems I spilled a ton of coal on the ground by doing this. So that's something I'll have to manage if I want to do this. Otherwise, you can always just do this one, but without even distribution. That is sometimes a bit annoying to do. So let's get some power up and running as well. We need to get a lab, so that's just a bit of copper we have to go and get. Luckily, that is not that hard. Get some iron. And let's get a lab. We'll also need to make 10 of these. Red signs, so we can start on the automation upgrades, since that is what we want to get going first. So we don't have to handcraft so many things anymore. So that is looking quite good. Let's get a small stone outpost. Just like this, a small chest. Get that up and running. Let's craft some of these. And gather up some coal. So that is looking quite good so far. Here's some coal for you. And then things are running quite smoothly at the moment. Here's a 10 of that we need. So let's go and set up a very easy power production. What I want to do is kind of get our main bus down this way. Then having some power this way would probably not be a bad idea, and some smelting columns down this way, feeding out the input this way, or the other way. Haven't really figured that out yet. Maybe they're just going to go down that way. But something along those lines, I think that will be quite good. So, here we go. A bit of power is always good to get set up. Some of those. Here are some coal Nope, here's some coal for you. And let's just get a few power poles made. Our little pump. And there we are. Let's bring it down here so we don't have to travel that far anymore. And just set up our little rudimentary setup right here. So our first research is going. Just need to get 5 more. And grab a ton more coal to fill out things. There we are. Some iron plates. And then I just need to get our little automation research done so we can start to automate a lot of these things. Good. So let's just craft some of these. You can never have too many gear wheels, and until our automation is done, we just kind of need to get this up and running. So the base is looking exactly as I wanted at the moment. We have coal, iron and stone coming in, copper as well. So we should probably start to plan out our main bus. If we do the smelting columns right here, we have most things coming from this place. So it might not be a bad place to do it. We can just expand out both ways and get the rest going. I'm planning to do a completely efficient smelting column, the one that we have seen and know and love. And I think that's gonna be quite good. Let's get this one as well. And then start to craft a few of these, so we can get a little bit of production up and running here. So what if we just get some green circuits? We need some wire. Then we need a few chests right here in the middle. And let's do something like this. A power pole. And then we just need to add this, and then we can start to produce what we need. Might need to for it to run optimally. So I think if we just add a second one down here, I think that'll be fine. Then we need a little output chest, and voila. This is a small amount of automation up and running, and let's just keep this running. We also need to get what's it called, our science up and running. Arguably, it was more important than green circuits, but pretty much getting all of it up and running is needed anyway, so I don't think it's too bad we're doing this. So let's get some science. Let's do somewhat the same setup as I had before. Let's see here, what if we do one science, and then 2 gear wheel and gear wheel. And do something like out, and then we'll add them to wherever they're needed. Here and here, and a small chest in the middle. Power. Might want to change this to somewhere else in just a second, but for now this should at least produce science in both of them, and then we can have a surplus for a bit of these over here. To be honest, we could throw them into a chest right here, might actually be better. Something like this into a chest that then goes into our labs. Just to spend a bit of power. There we are. And then we can just expand out from here. Yeah, this is fine. Let's just get a stack going. So this is a somewhat good setup for getting everything running and building a bit of surplus for this. So now we just need to grab a ton more iron. Could probably make a few more burner mining drills. They are quite cheap and they are quite useful to get. There we are. So now we should just feed these two as needed. That will give us almost everything we need to get a lot more logistics up and running. Luckily we have some green circuits stored right here. And here are some more for that one. Good. So if you don't know, you can move between labs like this. So you can do as long as line as needed, as long as they can keep up. If you make it too long, it'll just be the last or the first 2 or 3, 4, how many it is. They won't work. So keeping it somewhat long, but yeah, I don't know what the perfect ratio is, but something like 5 is what I normally go with in length. And then just expand it down this way. That is quite efficient and nice to have. Let's do this. Here we are. Let's craft a few more of these. And grab some coal. So now all this is running. We are generating quite a bit of resources. The power up here is something we'll look at very, very soon. But this is exactly what I want for now. There we are. Green circuit is going. So the next thing we will have to make is our what's called columns for our smelting arrays, so we can get the colors up running. Let's just get this one so we can go down and get better inserters afterwards, so we can speed up things a bit. So let's plan out our columns. Here's some belts. That is correct. We should probably set up a bit of belt production, so we don't run out of that either. Let's just do that right here. A nice simple setup as always. You'll make belts, you'll make gear wheels. In. Few more of these. And then have an output to adjust. There we are. There, 2 chests. Here are some iron for you and some power. So that is a bit of belts automated. That is always nice. And in the future we'll set up a mall so we can get all this supplied by itself. But this is more than enough because we are consuming everything we are producing at the moment. So there we go. Good. Here's some more for the labs, so we can get some production up and running. That was something for you. And grab you, grab the belts, and let's do a little setup. Just gonna go grab some gear wheels. There we are. So, if we started right here and make some smelter columns. So we want the output right here in the middle. I think this will be fine. Then we'll want 1, 2, 1, 2. In. We'll want some power. Here, here, and here. Small amount of belt on the outside. Just marking out a bit more than we need, since that'll make it easy for us in the future. Then we want, I think right here will be good. Do something like this. Let's get one more to mark it out. The coal will come from here and down, so maybe in this way. So what if we do something like this? Coal this way, coal go further out. And if you haven't built one of these before, then I'll just explain what we're doing here. We'll have the ore coming in from the top. That will split to both sides of the belt. We'll have coal coming in this way, going between each of the smelter arrays we're going to do, splitting coal into the belt and continuing onwards with what we have at a surplus. That also means that we have belts jumping it in right here and out over here. Doing a setup like this. So when you have a setup like this, you can pretty much copy it and paste it over here, right here, making the next array. But the first thing I want to get done is pretty much an iron one. That means we'll have to set up a few things to get that up and running. But luckily, that shouldn't be too hard. First things first, we just need to make a few of these. Let's just grab some iron. There we are. Here's some coal for you that are missing. And let's just set up some more for ore right here, because we need a ton of belts. You can just go like that. Here's more for those. And then we'll just throw in a bit of coal up here. So let's set up electric mining drills for the coal first. We'll probably go into the problem of mixing belts here, but we can always sort it out with our splitters. So that is actually not too bad, but let's start this for now, since that is a bit easier to manage. So let's go down this way. First thing first I want to do is split off the coal going this way up to what's it called, our boilers first, since if they run out of power, the rest of the base will kind of shut off. So or turn off even, so that's quite important. Oops. There we are. Here's some more for you. You are going strong. And then we can just pretty much drag what we need from out here. So pretty much drag a belt this way. We'll just have to move it a bit. Yeah, this will just be a thing for now. We can always change it in the future. But for now, at least this will work. So did I get the splitter? No, I didn't. So let's get a few of these, some of those, and more belts. And let's try and hook this up the way I want it. For now, we'll just go in right here, and we can always move it when things fill up. Right, this might be good for the power pole for now. Oh, so let's just move it up somewhere where it connects. There we are. They now have power. Now I just need the coal and whatever they're gonna be working on. So let's just move this over here, and there we are. So that's our first bit of coal going into our furnaces. that means we can start to automate that part. Let's grab this and throw in all this iron over here that's needed for our research. Belts, please. And then we should start to craft a few of the electric mining drills. What I kind of want to get up and running is, what's it called? Is our iron as well, just to get it flowing in the way I want it to. So first things first, let's just grab the iron right out here. 2 easy belts. Dragging it down this way. And hooking it up to our system. We kind of want to let it run from out here. I think this will be good. And let it jump over this one. Or, yeah, let's let it jump to here. Let's use the entire length of the belt to save on some resources, since we are still short on that. And then we have, as soon as we power it up, iron flowing in, and it means we will have a small amount of iron being produced. So there we are. And let's just drag you over here somehow. Okay, so just connect you up to right there. So that is the iron. That is very good to see. Now we just need to hook up the rest of the system to get, what's it called, coal up here. As you can see, it's starting to lag a bit behind. Though we are producing more than enough power still. One thing I'll advise you to do if you're gonna be setting up the same kind of setup as this is to use burner inserters right here. So in case you run out of power at some point, the burner inserters will still work and keep the engines running. Also, you can have a catastrophic failure at some point. So keep that in mind and remember to go with the burners here. Whoa, that's a lot we've made. That's perfect. Look at that, almost 200. So now we just need to grab a ton of iron, make a lot more mining drills, and go grab ourselves a few gear wheels, since there's no reason to craft those by hand. And let's just do this. Here's some more iron for you. Craft a few of these just to help with the production as well. Just to clear it out, and yeah, we'll just move them in a second. I know they're a bit wasted on some of these, but there we are. A lot more flowing in. So let's set up the coal going for the area over here as the next thing. That's quite easy to do. You pretty much just say output priority going to the right, since that's where you want the coal for the rest to go. And by the rest, I mean the power. And as soon as we hook that up, I think that'll be the end of this first episode. And so far, I think it's going quite good. We have gotten quite a lot up and running here in the first episode. To be honest, a lot more than I thought we would. So I can't really complain about that. We have us array going. And we're starting to set up the next parts, getting the copper down and the steel, not steel, but the stone as well. And starting to build our main boss in the next episode. So let's just do this. Let's just do a balance on this one, just to make sure we have it on both sides. To be honest, normally I do this to make sure in case we have more come from one side later, this will balance both sides. So for now it should work. And let's just drag this one over and connect up to the belt right here. So hopefully you are enjoying this Let's Play. I at least enjoy making it. And hopefully you will give me a like and subscribe. That will help me out immensely. And look at that. That's why I also do the burn inserters. But hopefully you enjoyed this first episode. I at least enjoyed making it. And I'm looking forward to doing this Let's Play in something I haven't done in a while. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.